Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely stream deck. For more information about the stream deck, the link is in the description below.
Hello everybody, welcome along to AOR Apex Online Race for Oceania. Today, we're at Spielberg, Austria for round 4 of 10 for Season 4. The Red Bull Ring came back to the Formula 1 calendar in 2014, but has held its first ever race in 1970. At first, the Austrian Grand Prix was actually an airfield, but then the permanent track was built as we're looking at today. So let's have a quick look at that track. So we've got 10 turns around here at the Red Bull Ring with 3 DRS zones for overtaking opportunities. Only 4.3 kilometers long though, and laps going into the low 1 minutes, which is actually, we haven't seen a lot of those laps in Formula 1, so it's going to be exciting to see those laps. 3 compound of tyres available as always. We have the Ultra Softs, the Super Softs, and the soft compound tyres. We'll probably be looking at Ultras to soft compound strategy, maybe to the Supers to the softs, but we'll talk about that in a minute. 36 laps we'll be seeing around here, and I'm certain it's going to be a good race. My name is AOR Charlie, and I'll be your only commentator today, unfortunately. It's only me, so you'll have to deal with me for the next hour or so. But let's have a quick look at the standings after the Chinese Grand Prix back in Shanghai. So leading the championship is the Ferrari driver of Alan Hugo with 55 points, but only 5 points behind him. In second is Big Chungus 99, winning back-to-back races in Bahrain and China. But could he make it 3 races in a row in Austria? We'll have to find out. In third, we got V Fems, again only 5 points behind in the Sauber. In fourth, we got DRC Javid, who unfortunately can't race today, on 42 points. HO in the Mercedes on 26 points. Joint points with actually on Death Row in 6th position. In 7th, we got Laggy Person with Top Banter behind him with 13 points. Press BC in 9th with R8K in 10th on 4 points. Harry Ryan in 11th position with 4 points as well. RBR on 2 points in 12th. 13th is that Matt. 14th, VSR Roscoe on. 15th, Icaros with 16th, Montiero. 17th, Master Berserk. 18th, Kovos Stray. And in 19th, we got Carbo Oz. So things are still looking very close at the top of the championship standings, but we'll see if things change after this race. Let's go to the qualifying action now. So welcome to Austria. We've got 14 minutes left in qualifying. We've got HO's currently on provisional pole with a 14. What was that about? 4.2. Pres BC with a 4.5 and R8K with a 5.1. But like I said, strategy-wise, we're looking at supers to soft. It's not a typical strategy that we see a lot in the F1 races. Normally we don't even want to touch the softest compound tyre, which today is the Ultra Soft, but Austria is not really tyre degrading track. The Ultras can last for quite a while. I'd say 10ish laps, and then the softs can last for an absolute age. So we'll just have to see what these drivers feel like. Ultras to softs, obviously going to be a little bit risky. You're going to be sliding around on those Ultras when they start to die off. Supers to softs, you can really start pushing. Those supers won't die very quickly either. So, like I said, up to these guys. But I'm on board with Big Chungus 99 as he comes through turn 8 now, over a corner that I cannot pronounce. I'm not going to risk that, otherwise I'll probably get shot. But coming into turn 9, which is actually the penultimate corner around this track. A really high-speed corner, taking in 6th gear before coming into the final corner, opening up the DRS and flying towards the line. He's currently on the Ultra Soft tyres. Is the Force India up to the line, and it is a 1 minute 6.6 in 6th position right now. We've got Rain HC back in the league. those of you who know him. I think he was racing back in season... I think he raced last season, was it? Or the season before, but he's back. So he's in the Haas this season. And his teammate is that laggy person who's currently in 8th position on the soft compound tyres, as he looks to be going on a lap as well. So let's go on board with him, as we haven't actually... we don't actually have a hot lap around here to show you guys. So up the hill into turn 2, into turn 3. Now you're braking just at the 100-meter mark. He goes a little bit wide, missing the apex just a little bit, opening up the DRS and onto this back straight. Another DRS zone for overtaking before going into turn 4. You're looking just after the 100-meter marker, going into what gear does Laggy Person want to take? He wants to take it in 3rd gear. Again, gear choices can be different to other drivers. Into turn 6 now, taking it in 5th gear. Kind of a blind apex into turn 6, but into turn 7 now, hitting the curb on the right-hand side and heading towards one of the fastest corners on the circuit. Turn 9 and turn 10, really easy to lose the back end round here into the final corner, as he takes it in 5th gear for the most traction out of the corner, opening up the DRS and flying towards the line. Where does the Haas driver put himself? Only P7, but he is on the soft compound tyre, so not a bad lap time from Laggy Person. A few more drivers putting in their lap times. We've got Top Banter crossing the line. He's up into position 6. We've got Alan Hugo, the championship leader, opening up the DRS and crossing the line now. And he goes to position 4 on the soft compound tyres with a 4.6. So good lap from him. We've got Roscoe Arm on in P2 with a 4.4 on the ultra soft tyres. Pres BC also on the ultra soft tyres as well. Alright, K on the ultras. Big Chungus on the ultras. And I don't think he's really pushing as hard as he can. He's not using all of his EOS at the moment. RBR, who's actually last at the moment of all the drives, he set a lap time with an 8.9. V Fens, Harry, Ryan, Kairos, Matt, Deathbird, Cowboys, and Montiero, who actually hasn't set a lap time just yet. So, who do you guys think is going to win the Grand Prix? Obviously, we've got Warden, who's won back-to-back races, 100% winning ratio of races. So, he's got a good chance today. Unfortunately, he didn't race in Australia. Otherwise, he probably would be really close to the front of the championship. But only 5 points behind. Things can really change in round 4. And as it's a really short calendar, every race counts. Like I've said many times before, but as it's really, really short, if you crash out in one race, that could actually be it. So you have to be really consistent as well. As V Fens improves to a P6 with a 1.5.0. And yeah, most of the drivers are actually in the pit lane right now. We can't really see many drivers out on track. We've actually got Pres BC, who looks to be on a lap on the second. Going into turn 3. That's a better apex from him, opening up the DRS on the back. So he might have a little bit of slipstream with the car ahead of him. It looks to be a Sauber, I think that is. Possibly V-Fens. It is V-Fens, so he might get a little bit of cheeky slipstream, but he might not be close enough for that, as he comes through turns 4 into turn 5 into turn 6. The blind left-hander, really tricky to get right if you don't have Racing Line on, and Racing Line is enabled in Tier 1, so that's something to bear in mind with as they go into turn 7 into turn 8 into the final 2 corners. But Austria is quite a tricky circuit for line users, actually, because if you are racing in the sunset into turn 1, which we're heading to now, as Pres BC opens up the DRS and up to the line, he goes into second position as Harry Ryan has lagged out the session. This corner here, you can barely see the racing line if it's sunny, so some drivers might struggle with that if it is quite sunny at turn 1. I'm going to try to chuck Harry Ryan and invite back because he's lagged out. However, 19 drivers on the grid. It's not a full lobby, unfortunately. It's only Harry Ryan. Harry Ryan, DRC Jared, who we're missing out on. He's actually in Perth, which are the V8 supercars. So I know nothing about that, but I think he's actually in the chat right now. So I hope you're having a good time right now, Jared. But anyway, 8 minutes left in qualifying. Time's running out for these drivers to set their lap time. Let's quickly go through the whole order for you guys. So we've got HO56 on pole position. He actually set that lap time on the super soft tyres. However, he's fitted the ultra soft tyres, so he's looking to go on the softer compounded tyres for his fastest lap. We've got Pres BC in second position on the front row of the grid as well. VSR Roscoe, I'm in third. Alan Hugo in fourth with Rain in fifth. I'm Deathbro in sixth. V Fens in seventh. R8K in 8th, Top Banter in 9th with Master Berserk in P10. Montiero in 11th, Cowboy Oz in 12th, Kairos in 13th, Laggy Person in 14th, Big Chungus 99, who looks to be on a lap time right now, actually in 15th position, coming through the final corner now, and he's going into the pit lane. Of course, Conrad Straight in 16th, RBR in 17th, Harry Ryan in 18th, and Is That Matt in 19th position, who actually hasn't set a lap time just yet. Oh, neither's Harry, but he's lagged out the session, so hopefully he'll be able to get back in soon. So, 7 minutes left in qualifying, and we've got basically half the grid in the pit lane. And who can we look at who's actually on a lap? Looks like Rain could be on a lap as he comes through turns 4 and turns 5. He's on the ultra soft tyres as well. He set his fastest lap on the soft compound tyres, however. He's actually the second driver. Oh, he goes a little bit wide there, and that could be the end of his lap. But he's actually the second driver, the second fastest driver on the soft compound tyres. So he's not doing that bad right now. He went a little bit wide at turn 6 and 7, so yeah, he's into the pit lane now, so that was a little bit unfortunate from him. Anyone else who looks to be on a lap time? Conrad Straight, he crosses the line to a 6.0, and he's only in 16th position right now. VSR Wasco Arm isn't on a lap. We've got who's coming through the final corner, looks to be like he's going for his lap. He's doing quite well, is HO in the championship. Let me quickly get the standings back up. He is in he's in 5th position on 26 points, joined with I'm Deathbro, who's in 7th on with a 4.9 on the super soft tire. So HO looking quite strong at the moment as he comes through turn 3, and he's heading towards turn 4 now. Let's have a quick look at the chat. Racing Light disabled, is it? I'm pretty sure it's not. Let me have a quick look. No, Racing Light is enabled, Jess. I think it's only corners only, so probably 2D or 3D. I don't know if that's the difference, but 5 minutes left in qualifying. Prez BC, he looks to be going on a lap coming through turn 1. Is that Matt already retiring from the session, who's in last? And Prez BC is going onto the back straight now at turn 2, heading towards turn 3. As the drivers are probably waiting in the pit lane for the time to go down to set their fast lap when the track evolution comes into play. HO with a fast lap of the Grand Prix. Nice one. Fast lap of qualifying. Extends his gap to a 3.7. 5/10 clear of Prez BC with a 4.2. So he's looking very strong at the moment as HO. Will we see him go for another Ultras lap later on? We'll see. But he's in a very strong position at the end part of qualifying, as we have 5 minutes left in qualifying for round 4. And where is Warden? Warden's in position 17 right now. He hasn't set a lap time. He's actually going on the super soft tyres. So is he going to try to a different strategy to everyone else, just like in China when the rain came back in? Actually, guys, I got a message saying that it is going to be raining at the end of the Grand Prix. So is Warden thinking to do a different strategy just like he did in China? Is he thinking to make these supers last to the rain period like he did in round 3? It's going to be interesting. We've got a lot of drivers actually on the super soft tyres as well. So maybe some drivers thinking the same idea of as he is, as he comes through turn 4 into turn 5 into turn 6, the blind left-hander. I think Ultras to soft is probably the way to go if it is a dry race. Because Ultras won't die that quickly, but they'll definitely be a pain at the end of the stint. So supers, a lot of drivers are going for. As Warden actually comes into the pit lane, so maybe he's thinking about going to the Ultras. It's going to be quite a tricky strategy as it's going to be raining at the end. Maybe some drivers want to go into the softs. I'm looking at Master Berserk. He's coming in the pit lane on the fitted detail. He's on the softs, so he could be going to the rain period. It depends how far the rain is. Like, for example, F1 2018 likes to throw in some incorrect weather reports. For example, we could be saying this at the end of the race, 50 minutes until we see some rain. Could be in 20 minutes. The rain might not even be on the track. So we'll have to wait and see when the rain comes. That'll definitely be a major factor in the Austrian Grand Prix. 3 minutes left in qualifying. still with the majority of the drivers in the pit lane, but there's still quite a few drivers out on track. We've got Monteiro, who hasn't had the greatest start to season 4 with his debut back in Australia, I think it was, but yeah, he hasn't had the greatest race, but greatest season, but hopefully he can change that around as he comes into turn 3. He's currently sat in 14th position with a 5.7 on the ultra soft tyres. On this back straight heading towards turn 4. 2 minutes 40 left. We're seeing quite a few drivers come out of the pit lane now. A lot of drivers on their out laps, as it's going to get really close at the end of qualifying as we come through at turns 5 and turn 6 of on board with the Toro Rosso and Monteiro. Keeping it cautious but trying not to cut any corners. I think Austria is going to be a circuit where we'll see quite a few corner cutting penalties as well. So that could be something to bear in mind for at the end of the Grand Prix when we go through all the penalties. We've had a few races decided on penalties as well, as Monteiro comes to the final corner, opening up the DRS and up to the line, and he goes to P10 on the ultra tire. So pretty good qualifying session from him so far with 2 minutes left. I doubt he'll be able to set another lap time as he actually went wide at the final corner. Under 2 minutes left, and everyone has to come out of the pit lane now if they want to set a lap time. Who should we go on board with? We've got Warden, who's going into turn 4. However, he's on the soft compound tyres. He's set his best lap time on the ultra soft tyres. So it won't matter if he doesn't actually set his time on the softs. He can start on the softs anyway because he's out of the top 10. But if these soft compound tyres work for him, if he gets up the order, he could be in another good strategy call. Another driver who's doing the same thing, Cowboy Ozzy's on the soft compound tyres too. Martin Berserk is on the super soft tyres after thinking about going onto the softs early on. So it's going to be quite close. We've got Rain HC coming across the line, opening up the DRS, and up to the line he goes. And he improves to position 4 with a 4.1 on the super soft tyres. Great lap time from him. Conrad straight retiring from the session. That's the end of qualifying for the McLaren driver. I'm Deathbro, improves to position 5 with a 4.3. Only 2 tenths behind Rain HC. Roscoe Arm up to the line. I think he's going to start his lap time right now. Big Chungus 99 on the back straight on the soft compound tyres, opening up the DRS and keeping it 7th gear, 8th gear even, as he comes into turn 4. As drivers are heading on to their final laps, we got under 30 seconds left. On Deathbro has gone straight on at that corner. I'm not sure why. I'd probably just cut the corner or something. 20 seconds left. Everyone is on their final lap. That's a lot of I think that was a braking marker being destroyed there at the penultimate corner. Icar was retired from the session. The checker flag is about to drop here. R8K goes to, I don't think he actually improved on that lap time. He didn't. He's got one more chance. Big Chungus crosses the line, only position 8 for him, but he's on the soft, so pretty good lap time from the Force India driver. We got V Fenzi's on the back straight as well. VSR Roscoe, I'm into the penultimate corner, keeping it 6. Goes a little bit wider there at the final corner, and that could cost him quite a lot of time up to the line, opening on the DRS. No, he doesn't improve as he bends himself over the final corner. We got Master Berserk coming through turns 8 into turn 9 on the super soft tyres. He hasn't had the greatest season so far, but can he change things around on round 4, opening up the DRS now? He goes really wide at the final corner, up to the line he goes, and he improves, but he invalidated that lap time going through the final corner. That laggy person up next through the final corner up to the line. He fends with tyres from the session. He can't improve on his lap time. That laggy person improves to position 10. He drops Warden out of the top 10, so he can start any tyre he wants to. R8K into the pit lane as well, and that looks like that's the end of qualifying. 18 minutes gone quite quickly. But that is your grid for the Austrian Grand Prix, as the rain is going to be interesting. Warden knocked out the top 10. He can start on any tyre he wants to, so the soft compound tyre one didn't matter too much. But we're going to have a quick look at the final results here for you, as I look at my experience go up for some reason. So there are 19 drivers on the grid today. Jarrett isn't here. HO on pole position with a 3.7, but Fens with a great lap time with a 3.9 on the super soft tyres, so he's going to be in a good position as well. Post BC with a 4.0. Rain with his great debut back to the to the AOR Oceania League in position 4 with a 4.1 as well. Alan Hugo in position 5. RBR in 6th. On Deathbird 7th, Top Banter 8th, Roscoe Arm in 9th, and that laggy person in 10th. The whole top 10 will have to start on the same tyre that they qualified on. Warden in position 11 on the soft compound tyre. R8K in 12th. Montiero in 13th. Kairos in 14th. I think that was Cowboy Oz in 15th position, but I didn't actually see it. But let's have a quick look at the video from our sponsor, Hype Energy. Right, welcome to the grid for the Austrian Grand Prix. As you can see, it is very cloudy here already, and I was told that it was going to rain at the end of the Grand Prix, and it looks like it might even come in the first stint, so we'll have to wait and see what it's actually like on the formation lap. But we've got HO on pole position with V Fens in second, so it's going to be a very interesting Grand Prix. 36 laps we'll be seeing around here. Let's have a quick look at the tyre compounds. So we've got everyone on the top 10 starting on the same compound tyre as usual. We've got Warden, who is going to start on those soft compound tyres with R8K into. Oh my god, someone's just binned on the formation. Now, who was that? Was that Master Berserk or something? I just saw someone completely lose the back end there. So already crashing on the formation lap, which is not what you want to see. But yeah, Warden and R8K on the soft compound tyres. Montiero and Carlos on the supers. And everyone else on the soft compound tyres. But like I said, the clouds are they've gathered quite a lot here. So could we even see rain in the first stint? Have the drivers picked the wrong tyre on the softs? Could have they gone on the super soft tyres? Well, time will tell, I guess, as we are on the formation lap. As you can see, HO on pole on the ultra soft tyres. He'll have to push quite hard, or he'll have to really conserve those compounded tyres if he wants to make them last in the rain period, which could be a possibility looking at the clouds right now. PSBC will have to do the same thing with Roscoe on the softer compounded tyres as well on the ultras. Everyone else, I have a feeling they should be able to take those compounded tyres to the end of the Grand Prix as the drivers are lining up to their grid slots. HO coming through the penultimate corner. AI controlled. Is that Matt already disqualified from the session? However, he's only the only driver on the grid right now, so I'm guessing he got disqualified for going too slowly. But yeah, when will the rain come? That'll be a major factor in this Grand Prix. But here we go. The drivers are lining up to the grid for the Austrian Grand Prix. 36 laps we'll be seeing around here in Spielberg with HO on pole. Defense on the front row with him on the different compounded tyre as all the drivers have lined up to the grid. Green flags are waving as the drivers are looking to the 5 red lights for the Austrian Grand Prix. Round 4 out of 10 here for AOR Oceania. And it is lights out and away we go. The top banter with a drive-through penalty for jumping the start. Going into turn 1, it looks like H has got a great start over V Fens as the Red Bull PSBC is going to hold on to position 3. RBR is going to go side by side with him. Roscoe Arm has dropped down to position 9 here. Big Chunky has got himself up into position 8 side by side with his teammate of Top Banter, who has got a drive-through off the start. Big Chungus tries to go around the outside of his teammate. There's a bit of contact at the top there. Alan Hugo got a little bit sideways. These are the back end a little bit there after contact with one of the front runners. I think it was Rain, heading towards turn 4. And it looks like Alan Hugo's going to go for a dive on the Haas driver. On the super soft tyres, is still side by side with him heading towards turn 5. But I think the Haas driver of Rain is going to keep onto that position. So Alan Hugo not with the greatest start. Big Chungus 99 up into position 7. So he's had the greatest start, I think, in the top 10. So he's going to be on the best strategy call, it looks like. The other driver on the soft compound tyres, R8K in 11th position, again with a decent start, so he's holding on to a solid position. But Warden looks to be on a charge right now, out of lap 1. That's a Force India diving into the pit lane of Top Banter after his drive through, as HS has the fast lap of the Grand Prix, 9.3. He is trying to pull that gap already as we go on to lap 2. As look at that train here we've got from that's the Red Bull of RBR from down into, I think that's the Renault of RAK Master Berserk again with not a bad start up into position 11 as well. We've got Alan Hugo diving down the inside once again of Rain HC, and Warden's going to try and take advantage of this as well as they go a little bit sideways into turn 4. They need to be careful here as it's only the start of the Grand Prix. Damage could be really costly here as Alan goes down the inside once again with the Haas driver like he did on lap 1, and this time he's a lot closer to the Haas driver into turn 6. Is he trying to go around the outside? He is going to try and go around the outside. It looks like he's made that work. What a move from the championship leader up into position 5, and then Warden's going to see that overtake and want to get past Rain as he's on the super soft tyres as well as we approach lap 3. Out of 35, DRS will be enabled on the next lap here as Rain looks to be keeping up with Alan Hugo on those super soft tyres. HO with the fast lap of the Grand Prix, but snatched off him by V Friends. He immediately set the fast lap of the Grand Prix after that with a 7.3, so he looks to be catching up to the Mercedes driver as well. Let's go back on board with Rain actually. He's got the DRS on the Ferrari driver. Can he make the move into turn 3? I don't think he's close enough to make the move here. No, he's not. He gets very close to his gearbox actually. Let's go down the order a little bit. We've got Icar whilst he's going to try and make the move on Monteiro into turn 3 as well. Monteiro goes a little bit deep there, losing the back end. He's got the DRS as well. Monteiro doesn't, however, so Kairos is going to have that little bit of advantage heading towards turn 4, but I don't think he'll be able to make the move just there. Back up the order we go once again. Rain HC losing time once again to Alan Hugo, but a big chunk is again 5/10 behind Rain, so the gaps are quite similar in the top 10 right now, but V-Fans has lost that DRS range on HO already. 1 second, actually just over a second of the Mercedes driver, so he has to start catching up once again. He's actually in the DRS range. He's changing between the DRS range. He's 9/10 and he's a second and a 10th behind HO, so he needs to keep up with that as HO actually sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Alan Hugo's on the back of Presby C as they go into turn 3. He's got that DRS, but Presby C has as well. Is he going to go for a late dive on the Red Bull? He is. Presby C goes a little bit wide. Master Berserk makes the move on RAK. Alan Hugo's all over the place, losing the back end on his super soft tyres, and it looks like he'll have to wait another lap to try and make the move on him. RAK is going to try and make the move back on the Sauber. Master Berserk's going to go defensive. RAK is going to try to go around the outside. He goes a little bit wide there, and I think Master Berserk will hold on to that position as he does so. So let's quickly go through the whole order for you guys as we're on lap 4. HO, who's leading the Grand Prix with Fence in 2nd. RBR in 3rd. Presby C in 4th. Alan Hugo in 5th. Rain HC in 6th. Big Chunk is in 7th. Roscoe Arm in 8th. That Laggy Person in 9th. Master Berserk in 10th, RAK in 11th, Harry Wright in 12th, Is That Matt in 13th, Montiero in 14th, Carlos in 15th, Conrad Straight in 16th, Cowboys in 17th, Top Banter in 18th, and I'm Deathblow, who's currently last 3.6 seconds behind Top Banter in the Force India. Lap 5 out of 36, 5 laps have gone very quickly here. Spielberg with RAK, he's again got that DRS on Master Berserk, but I don't think he'll be able to make the move there. We've got the Ferrari diving once again. Alan Hugo goes down the inside of the Red Bull driver of RBR, and they're going side by side. Oh, sorry, he goes down the inside of Presby C as they go into turn 4. Down the inside he goes, and it looks like he's going to make that move still, but look at the Force India of Warden. He's trying to pick up the pieces here. Wayne is being put under pressure by the Force India as they head into turn 6. He's going to try and go around the outside. He is going to try and go around the outside, and the Haas is still there as Warden is being forced off the track a little bit, and I think Rain is going to hold on to that position. Great defensive driving from the Haas driver, as I have to calm down a bit. There's been a lot of action going on in the first bit of the Grand Prix. As Rain comes to the final corner, he's going to get the DRS on Presby C, but this is kind of the problem that we've got in the top, I'd say from 4th down to 8th. Basically, everyone is in the DRS range of everyone else. The DRS isn't going to be that effective apart from not Presby C, sorry, RBR, because RBR hasn't actually got the DRS range on Fence. However, Alan Hugo, Presby C, Rain, Warden, all of those guys have got that DRS range. So RBR's not in the greatest position at the moment. Who else have we got? What's the closest battle we got on show? We've got Warden. I think Warden's actually the closest battle we've got at the moment. But everyone is really close at the moment. Warden just trying to keep up with Rain on those soft compound tyres. But when is the Rain going to full here, and we're on lap 6 out there, so the clouds are still quite bunched up here, but I haven't seen any raindrops at the moment, so we could be seeing rain later on. As we approach lap 7 out of 36. Rain is still keeping up with Pres BC. Alan Hugo's pulled the gap massively to Pres BC after making the move on him, so the championship leader really on a charge here as he catches up to RBR into turn 1. He's got a DRS range in him, RBR hasn't, so he's going to get the slipstream off him and the DRS. Is he going to try and make a move just like he did to Pres BC? Is he going to go for a late dive? He's not, but we've seen Alan Hugo go for a lot of dives recently as we got Pres BC and Rain go side by side. But look at Force India, Big Chungus 99. He's trying to pick up the pieces once again. Pres BC pulls down into 7th, but Cam Warden making 2 overtakes on 1 straight. He's going to go down the inside of the Haas driver. Rain contact between the 2 drivers into turn 4, and it looks like Warden is going to make 2 overtakes on 1 straight here. So Warden up into position 5, 2.1 seconds behind Alan Hugo, his championship rival. So he's going to try and catch up to him. Bear in mind, he is on the harder compounded tyre. So he is going to be trying to make some moves here on lap 7 out of 36. Rain is dropping back into position 6. Pres BC falling down the order once again. What's going on the ultra soft tyres as well as he opens up the DRS on Pres BC heading towards turn 1. Breaks as late as he can. He's thinking about making a move there at the final corner, but let's go on board with Rain HC. He's on the back of the Force India after he made the move into turn 4. Is he going to try diving? He's not, but that's a move up ahead of Alan Hugo and RBR, and RBR's trying to keep the front of the drive behind him. We've got yellow flags in sector 1. I think that's Cowboy Oz in the background, but Alan Hugo goes down the inside of another Red Bull driver and up into position 3 he goes. This guy is on a charge here. The championship leader 2.6 seconds behind the fence, so he's got a little bit of a way to go if he wants to try and make the move on another driver, but up into the podium positions sorry, he goes. But let's have a quick look at the chat. I think Jess asked when the rain is going to fall. When we got lap 22, lap 20, 25, 15, 18. So yeah, a lot of drivers thinking about midway point of the spectators thinking midway point of the Grand Prix will be seeing some rain fall. As HO into the pit lane now. I think that's Montiero who's had a spin. He has had a spin at turn 8 there. Nearly hitting top banter, but he's dropping positions as well. But HO, he's put on the super soft tyres. So that basically tells us that he knows for certain that rain is going to hit us very soon. But if he knew that the rain was going to come soon, would he go on the ultra soft tyres? Does that suggest that the rain will be coming a little bit later? We'll have to see. But he didn't put on the soft compound tyres, so he knows that there is going to be rain falling. Because those super soft tyres definitely come last to the end of the Grand Prix. Let's go on board with Is That Matt. He's catching up to Harry Ryan for position 11 here in the Williams into turn 4. As this is not for points, but it's definitely for pride, I guess. But if Matt does make this move on Harry Ryan, he could make the move on R8K, then Master Berserk, and so on and so on. Get some points on the board for Williams. Oh my god, that's a car off. That's RBR off at the final corner. I think he just completely lost it on the apex there. No idea what happened there, but he's out of the Grand Prix. And that's one Red Bull out on lap 10 out of 36. But man, that was quite a big shunt there with the ball. He's left the session, but no safety car deployed here. So that's down to 18 drivers on the left. That laggy person in position 6. He's making the move on Pres BC. As he goes down the inside and he makes that move stick. Just realised I've completely forgotten to go through the constructor standings. So we'll have to have a look at them at the end of the stream or something. Maybe if there's not a lot of action. But HO is picking his way up the field. Jess, you didn't go through the championship standings, didn't you, at the start of the stream? But Harry Ryan goes through turn 11 and turn 10. Harry Ryan's getting really close to... Is That Matt actually as he goes into the penultimate corner as he goes down the inside, and that's Harry up into position 10. V-Fans with the time penalty, Alan Hugo with the time penalty. So drivers starting to get time penalties here on lap 11. But Master Berserk with a 3-second time penalty. PresBC just under a tenth of that laggy person. Rain HC, who's still actually quite close to Big Chum, because he is in that DRS range. But he's not close enough to make the move on him just yet. So we're not halfway through this Grand Prix yet. Maybe it's about a third of our way through the Grand Prix at the moment. On my screen, Top Hat is actually ghosted. Not sure if that's a glitch, but maybe because he jumped the start. But he's completely ghosted. He's not in AI mode, is he? As he comes into turn 4. It doesn't look like he's in AI mode, but for me, he's completely ghosted. So I'm not sure that's the same for the rest of the drivers, but that's going to make overtaking a little bit easier, possibly. But Rain, he's still in that DRS range as Ajo still picks his way through the field here. Up into position 8 he goes. As we are a third of our way through the Grand Prix now. Big Chung is in position 3 on the soft compound tyre, so he's going to last a bit longer compared to the super soft tyre runners. But will the super soft tyre runners have to pit a little bit earlier? Will they actually make it to the rain period as Master Berserk makes the move on PresBC? Berserk up into position 6 on the soft compound tyres as well, so he's had a very good start to this Grand Prix too. As Alan Hugo is still in position 2, 1.9 seconds behind the fans, actually 1.7 now. But Warden is actually catching up quite a lot too, so maybe we're seeing the super soft tyres getting a little bit worn at the third of our way through the Grand Prix now. So, I don't think there's a lot of action on the track right now, but if there is, I'll get back to it. But can we have a quick look at the constructor standings? Because I don't think we I actually went through it at the start of the stream. So let me get my constructor standings up as well. Where is it? There it is. So PresBC into the pit lane actually. Let's have a quick look at the constructor standings. So we've got Ferrari on 97 points with Force India with 63 points, Sauber with 45 points, Mercedes with 30, the Williams F1 team on 27, Red Bull only 1 point behind with 26 points. Sorry, nope, I got that wrong. Haas 1 point behind Williams for position 5 and 6, Red Bull in 7th, Renault in 8th, Toro Rosso in 9th, and McLaren in 10th. So that's the quick rundown through the constructors. I don't think we've talked a lot about the constructors right now, but Ferrari are doing really well so far, and Force India is not that far behind either. So that's kind of the teams we're looking for, as the rain has actually arrived here in Austria. Lap 14 out of 36. Whoever guessed lap 14, congratulations. I don't think anyone guessed lap 14. It was actually Tim Amada who guessed lap 50, so he's the closest to guessing the rain period. But the rain has come, but we need to wait until the rain actually starts to settle in. So it looks like the super soft tyre runners have actually got away with it here. They won't have to pit earlier to go onto the super soft, to go on the inters, sorry. But will there be any rain? Will the rain get heavier? Will it get lighter? We'll have to wait and see. But I'll say we'll see about lap 3 out of maybe lap 3. What am I saying? Maybe 3 or 4 laps, maybe, until we see the inters come out. The DRS will get disabled. That's basically when the inters are ready. Last time we were in Shanghai, Warden and quite a lot of drivers actually nailed the strategy. So going on to the inters, I think he had no choice to go into the intermediate tyres, because those super soft tyres were actually the soft compound tyres were really dying off, so he had to go onto the intermediate tyres. But the DRS got disabled right when he went out to the pit lane. That was would I say lucky, or would I say strategy calls? I'm not sure, but I'll leave that one out for everyone else to think about that. But yellow flag in sector 1, I think that's Montiero and a few drivers through. We've got Carlos and PresBC goes side by side as PresBC makes the move on the McLaren driver. Master Berserk, who's on the back end of that laggy person, as he goes down the inside into turn 3. And looks like he's made the move there, squeezing that laggy person off as HO picks up the pieces as he goes up into position 6 on the soft tyres as he is catching up to Master Berserker, who is on the soft compound tyres. So, have the driver started on the soft compound tyres made the wrong decision? Could they have gone onto the super soft tyres instead of going onto the soft compound tyres? I'd say that the soft compound tyre runners played it a little bit safer than the... the soft compound tyres played a little bit safer than the super soft tyre runners, so there's not a massive difference. There's Master Berserker actually lets HO through, which is fair play. I think he knows that HO's faster at this moment in time, as Montiero lets through all the drivers. Well, most of the drivers through. Lap 16 out of 36. We're nearly halfway through this Grand Prix. Now, RBR's in the chat. RBR, can you give us a little bit of a weather update? Is it going to get heavier? Is it going to get lighter? Is it going to stay intermediate times? Can you please let us know, because that's going to be quite interesting as our Visar Woskoam goes side by side with this Matt into turn 1 as he goes a little bit wide. There's contact between the two drivers. That could have ended very badly, but Matt is going to hold on to position 10 here as Woskoam might actually not hold on to position 10, because Woskoam's going to go down the inside as he's still there. He goes really wide there, doesn't Matt, so that means Woskoam's going to go up into position 10. We've already got drivers going on to the intermediate times. We've got Top Banter on the inters. We've got I'm Desperate on the inters as well, as Warden is actually caught up to Alan Hugo massively here. Warden's up into position 2. I think Alan's tyres might have just started to die off a little bit here. So I'm not sure if it's the same with 2017, where the harder compound tyres will actually be faster than the softer compound tyres in this period of rain. Might be, but Warden's up into position 2, so he's had a very good start the first half of this Grand Prix. So we'll just have to see as rain is off at turn 1. He's sideways. Not sure what happened there. Maybe he just put the power on a little bit too early, but he's losing a bunch of position. He needs to be careful of the drivers coming through turn 1, but he's down into position 8. Rain not having the greatest time in the rain. That was not intended. I'm very sorry I had to say that, but he's down into position 8. Oh my god, he's actually in the he's in the wall. He's taking out some braking markers as well, and he's lost quite a huge bit of his front wing, so he's going to be falling down the order even more. So he's not had the great... He didn't even have a bad start to the Grand Prix. But Alan Hugo's... Alan's in the gravel. Alan's off at turn 6. What's happening here at the end of the first half of the Austrian Grand Prix? He's off. And that could... I think has he got a puncture? He's off again. Alan Hugo's doing donuts here at turn 7. Has he got a puncture? I think he has got a puncture. He's got a puncture on the rear left, I think that is. I think it is the rear left. He's lasted too long on those super soft tyres. V-Fence has to go onto the softs because those super soft tyres are dying. So it was the soft compound tyre runners. He's actually going to benefit from this. HO's up into position 2 now. Berserk's on the podium. Everything is happening here on lap 18 out of 36. And my god, has this race just turned into an absolute... I don't even know what's happening. Alan's out of the points. Everything's happening here. Look at the battle we've got for position 7. We've got Harry Ryan. We've got SBC. We've got VSR Roscoe. I'm all going at it here. Going into turn 2 as that's a late dub from Harry Ryan. More contact as Harry's up into position 8. But my god, have things just been turned around here. Warden's leading the Grand Prix. H is up into second. Master Berserker hasn't even scored any points here. It's up into third. So the championship lead of Alan Hugo's down into position 13. And is the Inters actually going to happen? I'm not sure. I mean, the rain has actually been here for quite a while. And is it getting drier? I'm not sure. Is it that kind of period where the rain isn't heavy enough for the intermediate tyres? But that has just been the most chaotic 2 laps I've ever commentated on in my life. But wow, things are getting a little bit interesting now. So, I'm looking at RBR. Last 15 minutes is going to go Inter, but it's going to stay like that to the end of the race. Okay, so might not be intermediate tyres just yet as PSBC goes side by side with VSR Roscoe Arm as they head into turn 3, and I think Roscoe actually just let PSBC through. So, yeah, I honestly can't put together what just happened. And Hugo up into position 12 right now. And maybe that explains why he was losing the back end everywhere, and then he just started doing donuts. But my God, he's got a long way to go if he wants to score some decent points there, and he might actually even lose the championship lead here. Warden could actually snatch this off. He might actually make 3 races in a row. So 16 laps remaining, and we're still waiting for the top guys to pit. Acho, who's actually gone onto the super tires, he will have to pit again. But is the rain going to come in time for him to go onto the intermediate tires? The rain's definitely here, but it's just not hard enough. As Fens is down into position 4. He hasn't suffered that much from going onto the super soft tires. He's 5.8 seconds behind Master Berserk, so he can catch up to his teammate quite quickly too. As we got Harry Ryan in the points now. That laggy person is on the back of Rain. Rain on the inters? Oh, on my screen he's on the inters, but I think on the left hand side he's on the oh no, wait, no, he is on the inters. He's just being lapped, so never mind. Is he actually letting some drivers through? He's letting the Mercedes through of Acho, or was that Harry Ryan? I was letting Harry Ryan through, so that was quite interesting there. So it looks like the inters aren't working that well here. How long can the softs last for, says ZZ9. I'm saying this is right now, this is kind of the period where the softs has really started to dial. Master Berserk into the pit lane, and that's the stop go for Master Berserk for speeding into the pit lane. So I think this is the kind of period where we see some drivers into the pit lane who started on the soft compound tires. Master Berserk who's got on the super soft tires. So the rain might not even be here. It's here, but it might not even be heavy enough. PSBC looks to be struggling a little bit now. R8K, who's going for the move on the Red Bull, has got a ball with VSR. What's going on? Can he make it 2 overtakes on 1 straight here? They're going to go 3 wide into turn 3. And he goes for it. 2 honors there, both rounds. And Bosco, I'm just going for the latest dive bomb I've ever seen. But I think he's chopped off a little bit of someone's wing. I think that was, who was that? Was that, I can't see whose front wing that was. But that was a very late dive from Roscoe. I mean, that might even be sent into the stewards of PSBC's gone. Where's he binned it? Let's go on board with Alan Hugo. I have no idea where he's crashed. I can't actually see. Has he binned it here? No, where is he? I have no idea. Where he's crashed. The stewards have done not the stewards, the marshals have done a very good job to getting that car out of the track in like literally 2 seconds, but he's out of the Grand Prix. Acho's making the move on Acho's making the move on Big Chungus, as he's actually low on fuel as well. Opens up the DRS. Acho takes the lead of the Grand Prix on the super soft tyres, and I think this is the period where Warden's tyres are really starting to die off here. Come on straight. 3 second tyre penalty for him, as he's actually into the pit lane now. And what tyres is he going to go on to with 14 laps remaining? This is turned into quite the chaotic race. I'm going to be completely honest, I wasn't expecting dive bombs, I wasn't expecting crashes, I wasn't expecting punctures. But super soft tyres for Comrade Straight coming out of the pit lane. Apparently it was PSBC who lost the front wing. That might explain it. R8K, who's dropping positions. Warden, who actually got a time penalty, 1.4 seconds. So that time penalty can be quite costly once again. But I think quite a few drivers have got time penalties up the order. So we'll have a look at the time penalties as we go on to the further on. But I think the rain might be getting a little bit heavy, as we've got the Williams of Islamad diving into the pit lane. He's been on those tires for quite a while, and when will we see those drivers into going on to those intermediate tires? Montiero with 3 second time penalty. But who do you guys think is gonna win the Grand Prix? Put it in the chat, because we got someone who thinks Acho is gonna win, we got someone who thinks Benz is gonna win, but this is gonna be really close. I'm gonna say that Acho's got a very good chance right now, because he can pull away, and then when that rain period comes, he can go onto the inters. However, Warden will pit very soon. If not, he'll pit now. No, he's gonna. I think he might try and make these tyres last a little bit longer. But Warden's got a pretty good chance of getting some position. If he pits now and goes onto slick tyres, he can kind of catch up to those guys that may... Oh, that's how Ryan got at turn... oh my god, he's just hit the wall for good measure at turn 5. And I'm not sure if he lost a bit of his front wing there, but with 12 laps remaining, all we need is a safety car, really. And then, oh my god, who's that? That's Roscoe Arm, who's actually lost that thing. Or was that Montiero? No, it was Montiero who lost it at the final corner. But 12 laps remaining. We've got RAK who's all over the back of his teammate, VSR Roscoe Arm, as they go into the back. So the DRS is still enabled as they go into turn 3. As RAK takes the inside line. And I think he makes that move. No, he does make that move stick, actually. RAK up into position 6. As he is doing quite well at the moment. But is Warner going to go off for another lap as he comes to the penultimate corner? He is going to go for another lap. But HO is into the pit lane. So, if Warden would have followed him there, I think that might have been the right strategy call, because Warden is going to be hung out to dry here. HO on another set of super soft tyres, so he could not make those super soft tyres last. Does that mean Rain might not even be here? Because Warden... I think Warden could pit at the end of this lap, but one to look out for, Fens, who's only on 7-lap-old soft compound tyres here. Could he have a good chance of winning the Grand Prix? Because he could make these tyres last to the end of the race, and if those intermediate tyres are going to work, then Fens is going to be in a very good position to win this Grand Prix. But I think the rain is getting a little bit heavier here. But what is Warden going to try and risk it? Is he going to try and wait until those intermediate start to go out? Roscoe Arm is on the inters now, actually, so we can kind of use him as a reference to see if these inters are going to work. But Warden has to pit very, very soon, because those tyres are really on the edge. But my god, this has been a very good race. As Warden comes to the penultimate corner, he's still not going into the pit lane. He's been on this tyres for 25 laps, guys. I don't think I've seen anyone been on these compounded tyres for this long. But Fens is catching up now, 2.7 seconds. So Warden, he'll have to put very soon. Yellow flag in sector 2. I'm guessing that's one of the back markers. I think that's Montiero who's letting his teammate through. VSR Roscoe Arm. But let's go on board with Roscoe Arm, actually. He's on the intermediate tyres. How does these tyres look like, guys? I think, in my opinion, they don't look too bad, but it's just, I don't think it's good enough. Give me your opinions on those, on the inters right now. But I think lap 26 out of 36, 10 laps remaining of the Austrian Grand Prix. Ben's 1.5 seconds behind. But my god, massive shout out to Warden. He's been on these tyres for a year, and he's literally doing so well. Right, closest battle we got on track is actually Rain HC, who's on the back of Montiero, but Fens is actually catching up to Warden a lot. He's staying out for another lap, guys. He's going to make this 27 laps, as Fens is all over the back of him. He's going to make the move on the Force Indias. They're onto the back straight here, and I think that's unfortunately Fens has to make the move on Warden after Warden stayed for so long on those compounded tyres. But Fens is I think he's made that move quite easily. It went a little bit wide, but I don't think Warden will have the chance to make the move, as Harry Ryan has now retired from the Grand Prix. Master Berserker's dropped down into position 5. As yeah, Fens is going to start pulling away now. So Fens is in a good position now, unless the rain starts to come. If we see that DRS get disabled, my god, this is going to be really interesting. We've only got 9 laps remaining of this Austrian Grand Prix. And yeah, I don't really know what to say anymore, because Warden is staying on for so long on those tyres. I think the only right call is for Warden to go onto another set. To go onto the set of ultras or maybe supers. If he wants to go onto inters, we'll have to see, but it's going to be a brave move. And finally, the Force India crew are going to see their driver for the first time in like 2 years. Big Chunk into the pit lane on lap 27. So lap 28, he's losing the back end everywhere into the pit lane, but H is going to overtake him. Now that laggy person is going to be onto the podium, so that the Haas driver is doing a good job. Master Berserk is going to be onto the Super tires as well, and Warden is going to go to the Inters. Now, this is going to be the biggest risk I've ever seen. He's got, whereas Alan Hugo's in 6th after his spin, so those two are going to be close. If these Inters work, this could be a big call from Warden. If it doesn't work, he's going to fall well down the order. If he goes into turn 3, no, I don't think these Inters are good enough. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think these Inters are at his prime. He's definitely struggling. 8 laps remaining. Can he hang on though? 2.6 seconds. What do you guys think? Is Warden going to hold on to this position, or is Alan Hugo going to catch up? 2.5 seconds. Alan is catching, but Acha is actually catching up to V-Fence. He's on the Superstar tyres. Acha could actually take the lead now off V-Fence. I'm going to have a quick check on penalties. We got V-Fence with 1 penalty. Acha's got, Acha hasn't actually got a penalty, so Fence with 1. Laggy person, not even with a warning. Shout out to him. This is Austria, and he hasn't even got a warning yet. So massive congrats to him. The stop go from Master Berserk and 2 penalties from Big Chungus. Warden, sorry, 2 penalties from Master Berserk and 1 penalty from Big Chungus. 2.2 seconds is the gap between Warden and Alan Hugo. I'm Deathbird with a 3-second time penalty. Was there a wet race in its Red Bull Ring layout? I'm not actually sure. I don't think that was. Yeah, I'm not really good with that history, but I don't think there was actually a wet race. So, first time you guys will be seeing a bit of wet race in the game. Real life, I'm not entirely sure. But lap 9, nice. Lap 29 out of 36. 2.6 seconds actually is the gap between Warden and Alan Hugo. He's actually putting the gap. Is Warden, so maybe Inters and Slicks are kind of on the brink of each other. Inters aren't that amazing as HO makes the move on V-Fence. HO up into the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. Master Berserk onto the podium. That laggy person into the pit lane. Yellow flags in sector 2 and 3. I think that's Montiero once again. HO has to do quite a bit of fuel saving actually. You can see on his telemetry, actually you can't anymore, he must be very close. So laggy person on the intermediate tyres as well. So yeah, this is actually really interesting. Montiero retiring from the Grand Prix. So Inters are not at its best, but it's doable, and the Slicks aren't at its best either, but it's doable as well. So it's really, I'm not sure, because actually Warden's pulled the gap to 3.3 seconds. I think the rain's actually getting heavier here. I can kind of see the, yeah, I can see the drop starting to get heavier too. If the DRS gets disabled now, Warden can still win this Grand Prix, but it is getting heavier. You can see the dry line and the, okay, I don't know what to say, to be honest. The rain is getting heavier. 6 laps remaining. If the DRS gets disabled now, this is going to literally be a sprint race. But we got V-Fens 1.8 seconds behind HR. I think HR is going to start pulling that gap now. Alan Hugo into the pit lane. Is he going to go onto the intermediate tyres as well? Is he going to take that risk? If he does, he's going to fall well down the order. That laggy person onto the intermediate tyres as well. He's going to go into position 5. Intermediate tyres for Alan Hugo. I don't know if that was the right call. Could he have stayed out, or could he think that it is getting heavy? You might think that those Inters are starting to get a little bit grippier. 2.7 seconds now is the gap between Fens and HO. RAK 1.1 seconds behind Roscoe. This has been such a good race. I'm sorry. Oceania keeps putting on such good races. So you guys need to keep checking out this season, because my God, this is going to be a hell of a season Sector 3, we got a yellow flag, and it looks to be Kairos who's lost the back end at turn 8 into turn 9. Now you can see he's got gravel on his tyres. That's 32 out of 36. Warden up into position 4. Berserk getting points. Berserk in the podium. But I think we're going to be seeing a very happy Berserk on Twitter if you do follow him. So, yeah. HO, who's doing quite well as well. He hasn't got a penalty either. So, HO looking very good for the win of this Grand Prix. Refence has got 1 penalty. Master Berserk has actually got quite a few penalties, actually. He's got 1, 2, and a stop go, which I believe is 5 seconds added to his time. So, I think Warden might actually get the podium off Master Berserk. Lap 32 out of 36. Wow. Who's been your drive of the day, guys? If I had to give my drive of the day, I would have to give it... I'll give it to Master Berserk, I think, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. I haven't actually checked the detail. Oh my god, yeah, he's got up 13 positions. My god, Master Berserk definitely driver of the day. He hasn't scored any points, guys, this season, but he's going to get big boy points as we go on to lap 33 out of 36. But I think he's going to get overtaken by Master Berserk. Yeah, Master Berserk is going to let Warden through. I think Alan Hugo with 3 seconds of penalties. Yeah, Warden up into onto the podium now. Let me do some quick maths. So 15 points Warden will get. 6 points. Yeah, Warden will take the championship lead. I think 50. Yeah, Warden will take the championship lead for the first time since season 2, and Warden is really showing who's boss here. He's won Bahrain. He's won China. He's not going to win Austria, but he's definitely going to get a very good result here. As we go on to heading on to lap 34 out of 36, nearly the end of this Grand Prix. We've got Press BC saying that Roscoe should be driver of the day. Let's have a look at detail from Roscoe, actually. Roscoe, he's got up 1 position. I wouldn't say with the most nicest way possible, Press BC, I do not agree with you, unfortunately. I think Martin Berserk's done a really good job. Haranovic, I think that's how you say it. Driver of the day goes to Laggy Person. Where's Laggy Person? Laggy Person, I think he's done pretty well as well. Yeah, he's got up 5 positions, so he's done pretty well too. 2 laps remaining of the Austrian Grand Prix. The gaps have started to form. The closest battle we got on track is R8K and VSR Roscoe, but this means this is going to be a championship changing race, because Alan Hugo is going to lose the championship lead to Warden 99. I don't want to jinx anything just yet, because I will be all to blame. And I've definitely been in that position before, and it wasn't the greatest one. So yeah, so lap 34 out of 30, we've got Alan Hugo's actually trying to get closer to Is That Matt here. Is he going to make the move? He is going to make the move. Down the inside he goes, and he's up into position 6. Now, is that going to change things around? He's going to get 8 points. Waller's going to get 15. No, he's not going to change things around, actually. It's going to be very close. It's going to be 2 points of the difference between those two. So, yeah, this is going to be this is nail-biting stuff, I have to say. From my personal experience, I know these guys quite well. And Warden, he didn't race last season, and I think he's done a really, really good job to come back into this race. No, he did race last season, didn't he? I think he raced yeah, he did. Apologies, he did race the last season, but yeah. Oh my god, that's a McLaren in the wall, I think that was. Was that McLaren? Yeah, it was. Kairos, he completely lost it at turn 1. Put the power on way too early, but he's just dropped it. And I think he was actually in the points there. So he's, was he in the points? Let me have a quick little look. No, it wasn't in the points. So, yeah, but he just completely lost the back end there. But lap 35 out of 36 on the penultimate lap of this Austrian Grand Prix. This has been a good race. If I had to rate this race out of 10, I'd give it a solid 8. I'd give it, yeah, I'd say 7 or 8. not 10, because there hasn't been many overtakes, but strategy-wise, weather-wise, you couldn't have asked for anything else. I think this is the brink of strategy we can actually see. Oh my god, what's going on? Losing the back end. That means RAK is going to try and take advantage of this, completely losing it there. So now the Renault's going to go diving down the inside of the Toro Rosso into turn 4. And is he going to make that move stick? He does make that move stick up into position 8. He goes, Warden, and V-Fens. Warden's up into position 2. And V-Fens has dropped to P3. I think this is the time that Inters are starting to get into play, but Warden's got a time penalty on the final lap. Warden's made the move. He's got 1 penalty as Warden. What about Fens? Fens has got a penalty as well. This is for position. Warden is up into position 2 on the final lap of the Austrian Grand Prix. This is going to be even more points added to his name. So he's going to be pulling that championship gap here as let's go on board with HO as he comes through the final few corners into turn 6 and turn 7. It's been a roller coaster race. HO's, he's done 2 stops. He's done, he went from ultras to supers to supers. The Inters didn't come in the end. So he's going to take full advantage of taking the win here as he comes to the final corner here. 36 laps we've just seen here. And my god, it's been a fantastic race. A few burnouts just for celebrating. HO, he wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Here is Spielberg with Big Chungus 99. He's going to come through the final corner. My god, Warden, you've had a great race too. Started from 11th and he is finishing in 2nd. V-Fens finishes in 3rd. Master Berserk, who I don't think will actually finish in 4th here because that laggy person, he got a time penalty in the final corner, but it's not going to matter that much. That laggy person in position 4. I'm Death Bros retired on the final lap. Alan Hugo up to the line and he's going to take position 6. Not the greatest race, unfortunately, from the Ferrari driver. Islam Matt is going to cross the line in position 7. R8K in position 8. VSR Roscoe is going to finish in position 9 here. And that is the end of the Austrian Grand Prix. I don't know if you guys can tell. I've already lost my voice. And if I am going to commentate in about how long? In about 8 hours time. So that's going to be a real struggle for me. But yeah, definitely worth it though. 100%. Absolutely incredible race. We couldn't have asked for anything else. Thank you guys for watching if you stayed from start to end. But that is HO who wins the Austrian Grand Prix here with Warden who finishes in 2nd position. But wow, I think we haven't had one single boring race here for Oceania. And next week it is, what track is it? Is it Silverstone? Is it I think it's Silverstone. Silverstone, okay, so yeah, that's going to be a good race. Obviously my home Grand Prix, but not these guys' home Grand Prix, so it's going to be a really good race to see if things are going to follow on from the first 4 rounds. The 5th round is going to be just as exciting. But there you go. These are the results. We've got HO who wins the Austrian Grand Prix rewarded in P2. HO with without time penalty actually. So massive shout out to him. We got V-Fens in 3rd. That Laggy Person in 4th. Master Berserk in 5th. Alan Hugo in 6th. Is that Matt in 7th? RAK in 8th. Roscoe I'm in 9th. Conrad Straight in 10th. Carlos in 11th. Top Banter in 12th. Cowbot is in 13th. Rain in 14th. Death Boy in 15th. Montiero in 16th. Harry Ryan in 17th. Post BC in 18th. And RBR in 19th. But oh, sorry, I had to take a drink. My god, my throat is dead. But thank you all very much for watching the Austrian Grand Prix. Definitely one of the best races I've seen in quite a while. But like I said, not amazing. It was definitely overtakes, but not amazing for overtakes. But strategy, my god, you could have asked for anything else. But yeah, Jess, thank you very much for doing the camera work behind the scenes. Yeah, hopefully I'll be joined by someone else. I won't lose my voice just like this. But yeah, Poms is actually not here. He's actually in England right now. So yeah, I hope he's doing well too on his honeymoon. So thank you all very much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. And make sure you check out the European leagues, the American leagues later on today for the Austrian Grand Prix as well. My name's been AOR Charlie. Thank you all very much for watching. I will see you all for the next AOR stream. Goodbye.